All right, guys. Sea of Thieves should be dead by now. What? I'm not watching these videos. It's just randomly jumping.
Fuzzy here. Sea of Thieves should probably not be around anymore. It launched back in 2018, and many of us saw the initial reviews and player feedback. And
I'm gonna tell you why right now. There is not another game like Sea of Thieves. You know what the other game that's come close to it is? Skull and Bones, and that was a very long ways away from where Sea of Thieves is, because it's really got its own little cornered out game.
Empty, repetitive, and not enough content for the price. Even today, you get the regular comments. People still play this game.
Wait, you pay to get a dog? You pay to get pissed on by a dog now?
Years later, yes, very much so, and the ship still sails at full speed. So how did Sea of Thieves go from dead game to what we have today? And why doesn't it want to die? Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Sea of Thieves was born at Rare Studios. From early
They definitely brought some nice quality of life updates to it. Some more personal. Dude, when they made the ship, when they made customizable ships, I was like, I am so back, you know?
versions of the game and suppository looking characters to full-blown sizes, shapes, and features. Rare has a massive legacy, so expectations were high. Their idea for Sea of Thieves was a shared world adventure game. The goal was to give us, the players, the tools to create our own stories. But when it launched, that toolbox felt lackluster. The voyages for the only three factions we had back then, Gold Hoarders, Horde of Souls, and Merchants, were repetitive. And don't get me started.
Yeah, I feel like for a while they were just like at like a steady line. And then they really start adding stuff to it. Like I said, that just kind of contributes a little bit more to the game and everything, and personalization. You know, you zoom in, you see someone's ship.
Started about the old
nice little personalized touch, you know what I mean?
Athena voyage, which is the
more individuality. All right, I'll play the video. I'm sorry.
Faction locked behind Pirate Legend. You had to grind for months so you can unlock a faction that gives you a voyage that is a mix between these three factions. Islands felt far and scattered, with too much downtime in between. Many players, myself included, wondered if there was enough long-term appeal. The core sailing was great.
Not enough downtime, because I swear to God, every time I try to captain my crew, my two brothers, we're on the island. You know, not enough downtime where we can stop the boat before we slam into it.
And the water looked amazing. But this is not enough. The content loop had the most significant question mark. What to do now?
Yeah.
The secret ingredient was that Sea of Thieves is designed to be a story generator. It wasn't about a deep scripted RPG storyline like how Skull and Bones is designed to be. Sea of Thieves is about your story. The joy of spotting another sail, the chaos of a Kraken attack, at least the old Kraken, the satisfaction of outsmarting another.
I mean, whenever I'd sail on a boat, I feel like the Kraken wasn't hard enough. I feel like I should have really be sweating my ass off to get Kraken off me.
Other crew, or even a peaceful voyage with friends playing shanties. These unscripted player-driven moments that shape the seas are what started putting wind in our sails and bringing attention to the game.
Look, every interaction I have, it's a sweat fest, man. And I'm not that good at Sea of Thieves, so we're just getting rolled. We're getting rolled up like the sails.
I spy.
Too much.
I spy with my little eyes something orange.
They only gave you the ship, the map, and the world, then told you to deal with it. But here's the thing. Not everyone wanted to meet players. Not everyone wanted to join a Discord community of a content creator to find someone to sail with. Not everyone wanted to deal with it. And some just wanted to sit on the couch after a hard day's work and drop sails. With that, the core idea of player-driven stories needed more support. You'd often hear in those early months that the game would die.
And some of like the what's the basic like the mini campaigns? Like some of them you have to have 4 people for. And then I really like that how when they introduce like some that you can just play them all by yourself. You can do one person to do it.
And player numbers definitely saw a dip after the initial hype. This put Rare under the pressure.
He's crashing out with that guitar,
dude. They stick to their vision of story-driven content or have to make changes to save the game from sinking. Just like so many other live services we've seen come and go. Then a couple of things changed the game's course. First,
Let's see what
not
he
forget
says.
the Xbox Game Pass. This article shows 34 million subscribers have been reached as of February 2024. Now, this is huge for any game in the Game Pass library. So when it gets to Sea of Thieves, millions of players could jump in and try it without the initial $60 price tag. This brought a constant flow of new pirates to the seas. But the biggest problem was not getting players in, it was keeping them around, due to some players preferring solo life and hesitation to interact with others. New players would often say things like,
It's a pretty game too, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people think that you have to have these. I think games like this and Fortnite, as you know, I hate to put them side by side, but I think it shows that you don't need like these stunning graphics to have like a beautiful game, you know.
where's everyone? The seas always look dead.
Sometimes the beauty's in the friendships you make.
Conflicted with others who wanted a single-player mode in the same world. The second and arguably more important part was Rare's commitment. Think about the Hungering Deep, our first real Megalodon encounter that encouraged crews to work together.
Now, are we ready?
Yeah, I think it's this quest. You can't do this thing by yourself. You have to have like a whole crap load of people.
Okay, yeah, plates. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh my god! Hell no! How many people they got on this boat?
Then, cursed sails with skeleton ships and forsaken shores open.
Bruh, I love fighting skeleton ships, dude. Skeleton ships are by far my favorite thing to do, man. They should make a mode where it's like, they should make a co-op mode. Yes, this is what they need to do. It's like kind of like what Battlefront did. How they have like 4 people like as a co-op mode against like all computer. They should have 4 boats, right? You get into a lobby and whatever, the difficulty adjusts by how many players actually get in there, because you don't want to wait forever for, you know, because there's 3 different size ships. You know, you don't want to be a little dinghy beside the galleon. What they should do though is have a PvE like match, you know, where it's just a crap load of skeleton ships, you know,
Up that
and kind of update the skeleton ships for a little bit more interaction, I guess. I mean, you can still get on them and go below deck and everything and kind of fight the skeletons from patching up. So, I mean, it's already pretty decent, but PvE mode would go hard, dude.
whole volcanic region. These weren't minor tweaks, they were adding new layers to the world and new ways for us to sail. Even though we got used to the game being a buggy mess, the main drive is consistent. With free content updates, at the time of this video, there were at least 25 significant updates, 11 pre-seasons and 15 seasons. Thousands of hours later, the question is not why isn't the game dead, why are we still playing? The real game changer though, and what many consider the point where Sea of Thieves indeed found its footing, was the anniversary update in 2019. This was massive. We got tall tales, actual story-driven adventures with unique mechanics and lore. We got the arena, a dedicated mode for players who want ship-to-ship PvP. That was removed, and now we have Hourglass instead. And we got the first...
I think this really kind of helped the game out a lot. I know when it first came out, some people were complaining about it, being like, the point of the game is PvP. The problem with this game is like a lot of older games that still have like a good fan base on them. It's kind of like For Honor in a way, where it's like there's people who played that game and they never really got off. So when people are introduced to it, it's straight seal clubbing. You know, like I used to, when I used to play the crap out For Honor, and I would be pretty good at it, right? I get on there now, I'm getting yanked 3 ways to Sunday, and it's a Monday. You know what I mean? It's a long, you know, I'm real far behind now. So when you get a PvE mode on here for new players with a Game Pass and then you introduce it to PlayStation, I think you're able to hold a little bit more of a fan base because, you know, people aren't out here just getting clubbed.
First iteration of Hunter's Call, adding fishing, hunting, and cooking. This update was probably one of the most that addressed what players felt was missing, and added so much variety. Player sentiment started to shift. You saw more positive gossip online and more streamers dedicating time to the game. The seas felt more alive because there were more players, and those players had more to do. Sea of Thieves wasn't just a tech demo for pretty water anymore.
That's a cool armor.
It became a rich, unique adventure game. But a live service game can't rely only on this.
Bro, I think Summit kept this shit alive too. I think Summit out here tucking and everything, dude. Watching him play this game makes me want to play this game.
Live service needs to keep things fresh, and players who want to be left alone still struggle with the game. Rare introduced the seasonal model. This brought regular themed content drops, a battle pass system with plunder pass for cosmetics, and a new quality of life updates. Then came adventures. These are shorter, time-limited narrative events that actually move the game story forward, sometimes even changing the world map permanently. Adventures were removed later, but they did alter the world significantly. This honors the lore evolving and gives us veteran players new reasons to
I never paid too much attention to all the lore.
In addition to seasonal model,
I will say I like the Disney event. It literally felt like, if you ever been to Disney World, like it felt like one of those like little calm roller coasters you go around, you know?
And now
it gave like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disney World.
With these being available on all platforms, one of the most significant updates was Safer Seas. It had lots of controversy at launch. However, it proved otherwise. Safer Seas answered players who wanted to be left alone. It had a strange effect that brought even more people to the shared world in Sea of Thieves, the high seas. As the main issue with players was getting sunk before finding out how the game works. But now with Safer,
it stopped the sweat fest. You know, people who haven't been on this game, I mean, the skill gap in this game it can be insane. You know, it's not like a skill gap in other games where I want to say like Fortnite, where they have mechanics in the game, like the what's it called, man? It's the way you're shooting and like it makes you miss intentionally. You know, this game does not have any of that. You know what I mean? So there's a huge skill gap when you're jumping around and freaking swapping between gun and sword and everything. Sword dashing and jumping, you know, it's a big skill gap.
For Seas, player find out how the game works, realize that this game works better with others, then move to the shared world to sink or get sunk. Sea of Thieves doesn't have a massive multi-million
That's
dollar
pretty. Look at that. That's pretty. That's beautiful.
Like other big online games that keep that afloat. And that's okay, because its end game and its real replayability comes from something else, the players themselves. Every time you set sail, you have no idea what will happen. Will you find a friendly crew to ally with? Will you get into an epic battle over a fort of fortune? Or will you hide on their ship for a hot mic podcast about mom's lasagna?
Yeah, there you go.
Awesome.
Dude, look at his eye. Look at his eye. He's fucking focused up. Dude, he's narrowed in over there. Fuzzy.
Mate,
I forgot what I was going to say.
Stories, the ones you create with or against other players, are the real
Look, I ain't gonna lie. When he's streaming this, he's got a huge advantage to friendly people. Nobody's pulling up on you like this in the game, dude.
content. That core story factory design is still central until this day. Game Pass keeps new players flowing in, constantly refreshing the encounters, and the monetization through the Pirate Emporium is all cosmetic, as Sea of Thieves never had any content locked behind a paywall. You can buy ship sets, costumes, and pets, but you can't buy anything that gives you a gameplay advantage. This fairness is crucial for a game built on player interaction. Everyone starts on a level playing field. Many developers might have panicked after that initial.
Yeah, it is kind of nice that when you get into the game, you don't really have to worry about like where you left off, you know. I think he mentioned that every time you get on, it's a new adventure, you know. But up skelly ship spawns.
To launch and completely change the game.
They should really just have a PvE mode
yes,
for
the game
that.
still needs more work on the social side, like a guild finder and other non-Discord built-in means to get players together, but if you look at where the game was and where it is now, Rare stuck to their canons in a game where player freedom and emergent experience.
Is that portable cannon they have now? They got portable cannons?
Experiences are essential, even if it meant.
Yeah, they got portable cannons now. You set them up anywhere?
A slower start, they chose the unconventional path and committed to building upon it rather than abandoning it. Sea of Thieves probably should have been dead by now, according to many early predictions and the fate of many other
I will complain about one thing though. I don't exactly know the full. I haven't gotten on the game in a little while. The grapple gun looks a little. Well, I guess once you take if grapple gun, I think takes one of your loadout spots, so you're either stuck with just a sword or just a gun. and you're still kind of limited to that, you know?
live service games, yet consistent developer support, a player-friendly approach with Game Pass, and a
But for us, our strategy was, if dudes get on our boat, just blunderbomb them off the boat and let's get out of here, you know? Like, we're not skilled enough to take these guys out. And now blunderbombing is kind of like, it's not going to work. I blunderbomb, they just going to zip right up, dude. Our only means of defense is now gone.
Embraces the game's chaos and creativity, it carved out its own unique place. And that's why, instead of sinking, Sea of Thieves continues to sail strong and likely will for a good while in its unique genre, which no other game like has ever existed.
Skelly!
Thank you for watching.